Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Kagem. I don't normally do videos on Monday, but I have lots of videos coming up this week. There are a few things that are actually very time sensitive, so I can't wait until like the week after whatever to post them. So I have a lot of videos coming up. I think I have about 5 videos. I hope that doesn't annoy you guys. I have so much to talk to you guys about and I just can't wait to get started. So let's jump into this haute couture video. This was actually a requested video from one of my subscribers. You know who you are, babe. You're actually a couture client yourself, sweetheart. You're a baller, okay? So I thought the format of this video would be similar to the video I did previously. We'll go through some of the looks of these brands that I will mention: Dior, Chanel, Giambattista Valli, and Zuhair Murad. And then we'll have some chit chat about haute couture. Hopefully you're chatting to me in the Premier chat and in the comments, and we'll talk about like the business side and all the rest of it. I can't wait to hear what you guys think, so please make sure you keep watching and stay subscribed for, you know, all of my shenanigans basically on this channel. This Dior Couture show is the Autumn Winter 2021 Couture show. I'm not a huge fan of Dior. I don't really talk about the brand on my channel, which is strange because I really like Christian Dior himself, but I don't really like what's been going on with Dior's like bags and like accessories and stuff. However, I do think MGC is doing a fantastic job with the couture at the moment. I think it's really good. I think this collection looks very verdant and very fresh. It looks like a fresh sort of day kind of in the garden, even though it is an autumn winter collection. I really like this collection. I think this is a step in the right direction for Dior. I have to say I'm not here for Dior's bags, small leather goods. I really don't like what they're doing in that department. That's why I never talk about them. But the couture stuff is good. I think MGC is in the right place at Dior. I think it's the right place for her aesthetic and her talents. What do you guys think of Dior in general? What do you think of their couture show? Do you think that their couture looks look like couture? I think that there's like this kind of, you know, debate in fashion at the moment, or people who like fashion, that haute couture doesn't look like haute couture. I think that there's this feeling that couture has to look like art or like a museum piece. Well, these dresses and items are actually meant to be worn. Someone is not spending $100,000, okay, on a dress from Christian Dior and then to just have it in their wardrobe, you know, sitting there. They're meant to be worn, they're meant to be used. And obviously all of the items are handmade as well, and they're supposed to be very intricate and all the rest of it. I personally feel like Dior's aesthetic is quite like, I don't know, I feel like Dior's aesthetic is quite floaty in this particular collection, which I wouldn't instantly think is like very haute couture-y, but actually it is in its way, because you can really see if you zoom in into the photos, and if you look at the photos in detail, the clothing looks very intricate. So I wanted to start with Dior because I'm very tough on this house and this brand when it comes to their bags and everything else. But I have to say, this was a pleasant surprise. Good job, MGC. I really liked this collection. Chanel is known for their haute couture shows and their haute couture looks. I have to say, I love this. I think this is absolutely fantastic. This particular show, I think, was fab. And I think Virginie's work actually really comes alive when she does couture. I feel like with her work basically in couture is just more, I don't know, it just feels like it's her, and it feels so vibrant, and it feels like she's really into what she's doing. The wedding dress from this collection is one of my personal favorites. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely would have worn something like this in the church the day that I got married. I love this. I think it's great. You know, it's not a couture show without the wedding dress. The wedding dress always kind of gives you a vibe for where the designer's head is at. I always loved Karl Lagerfeld's interpretation of wedding dresses when he was the designer. I have to say, I really like what she did with this couture collection. I saw some people say they didn't like it. If you didn't like it, defend yourself in the comments, baby. I need to know why you didn't like this. I actually really like this, and I'm quite surprised because I really don't like a lot of the things that Virginie does. Like, I hated Métier d'Art, hated it with a passion. but this is something that I could absolutely get down with. I do feel like you can always tell from Chanel's haute couture shows, like the beading and how intricate the details of their like tweed suits or the tweed pieces, for example, are, and the dresses. I have to say, I really, really like this. I liked this collection more than I liked Dior's. OMG, Giambattista Valli, one of my favorite designers. His couture collection is so unexpected. It's so out there. It's absolutely out there. Like, you either gonna love this thing or you're gonna hate this. I actually love this. I think it's so over the top and I love that. So he actually did an interview with Vogue. He did an interview with Vogue, and he talked about how he actually has clients in China. He said he has extraordinary clients there. He talked about how things are going really well for him in the Middle East. And he also mentioned that there's commitment in Europe. Things are moving for him, and he talks about how this all happened during the height of the plague last year. I feel like this is just an acquired taste. You're either gonna love this or you're gonna hate this. I think this is really great. This particular piece right here is my favorite look out of everything. It's so feminine and soft, and yeah, I just really, really like this. I like how different his couture collections look compared to everyone else. I would pay money to see Giambattista Valli design a wedding dress, baby. Okay, I would love to see him do bridal. I hope he considers it one day, because I think he's very, very, very talented. Really, really like this collection. Let's save the best for last. My personal favorite, Zuhair Murad. I love this man's work. I think he's so talented. Love, love, love what he does. His couture collection, here it is, lots of beautiful pieces. It's quite it's a bit darker than what you'd normally expect from him, but he has those beautiful, gleaming, luxurious dresses that are his trademark. I love this guy. I think he's fantastic. He also did an interview with Vogue. He talks about how sadly he lost a lot of his archives in the Beirut explosion that happened. That was super sad, but he talks about how he had to get, basically get back on his feet, and be resilient and, keep going and creating all the things that he does. Murad is really known for his ready to go bridal line. And I think that's that's basically like his bread and butter, and that seems like that's really where most of the money basically from his house comes from. But obviously his couture work is really famous as well. I literally wish someone would come for this man in the comments, okay? Because guess who's gonna be responding? I'm gonna be like, let me stop you right there. I think he's so talented. I love this collection. I don't know what I don't like about this collection. I just like everything that he does. I think he's so talented. Lebanon has a lot of very famous couturiers. Obviously, Elisa, one of the top dogs, okay? One of the best to ever do it. Zuhair Murad, Georges Obeka, he has beautiful couture shows as well. And then you have Kriko Jabotian, who's a very famous Lebanese fashion designer in bridal as well. Lebanon really has brought a lot to the couture game. And they've actually opened this kind of niche, I've noticed. And I just, the niche being lots of women in the Middle East who love these really, really luxurious dresses that are couture, very, very high end, but also, conform it to their cultural needs and their faith as well. And I just love that the Lebanese designers have actually just kind of changed the couture world. Some people say, well, I feel like a lot of the designs from those designers seem very samey. I don't think that they're samey at all. I think they're just super high end. They're very glamorous. They're very luxurious. Some people don't think that's what couture is about. Well, I think couture is what the people are paying for is about. And the fact that these designs are on the catwalk means that they're commercial enough for people to want to purchase. Now what I want to do is I want to discuss, do we really need this stuff? Do we need haute couture? Do you guys think we need it? Yes or no? Talk about it in the comments. I actually think haute couture is probably even more important now than ever. We live in a world of neutrals, beige, stone, caramel. It's amazing to see color, fabrics, texture, beading. It's just really, really great. And I think obviously when it comes to couture, it's like, who's actually buying this stuff? Well, apparently 4,000 women worldwide are actually buying these dresses. The most important markets for the couture world at the moment are obviously the number one market in the world, China, and then followed by the Middle Eastern countries, specifically the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And then you have Russia, okay? So those are the three most important markets, let's say, for couture in terms of the women from those geographical locations actually purchasing couture items and, you know, commissioning couture items to be made for them. I think that when it comes to who's buying, if women in those regions are buying, then couture is relevant, but it's just relevant in a more international sense. Europe is still important, obviously, but really the movement is in China, the Middle East, and Russia. I kind of love that it's like so diverse now, that the client base is super, super diverse. You're obviously having women of different cultural backgrounds, faiths, different ethnicities, and that is exciting to me, and that's vibrant to me, and I love that. I just kind of love that it's becoming very diverse and very inclusive, and I love how Giambattista Valli references that in his interview, and he talks about, you know, the clients that he has from all around the world. Obviously, couture pieces are horrifically expensive. Some of them are hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some wedding dresses start from $100,000. Obviously, all of them are handmade. There is a federation which has a beautiful long French name that I'm going to put here, okay? And that federation is the one that basically controls who gets to call their collections haute couture, who gets to be a full-time member, who gets to be a guest member. So for example, Zuhair Murad is a guest member. I believe Balenciaga are a guest member because they've just come back to couture, but then you have like full members like Chanel. I would love to know what you guys think about. Do you think that it's probably economically viable or not for these houses? I did some preliminary research, and the bigger houses like Chanel and Dior, they use haute couture as basically like a marketing tool. But the smaller houses like Zuhair Murad, they use obviously haute couture to, you know, push their other services as well, but also clearly to sell, you know, dresses and other garments that they make. So Zuhair Murad is probably a little bit smaller than, say, another operation like Elie Saab, because Elie Saab is doing perfumes now, he's doing beauty, he's doing a bunch of other things. But even for Elie Saab, haute couture is still extremely important. So it is a marketing tool for most of the bigger houses, but the smaller designers, it is very important for them to get commissions. There are lots of designers who are in the Fédération, including Alexandre Vautier, Alexis Mabille. There are lots of people who are in this, and they're making couture pieces. So obviously it's not going to be like a huge money spinner like Prêt-à-Porter, perfumes, or beauty, but they are definitely some super rich women out there who love haute couture and invest in it. When I think of like who is the woman who's buying this stuff, I think it's easy to think and say, oh, they're celebrities. It's just celebrities buying and all the rest of it. It's really not celebrities. It's super rich women who can afford to have a massive clothing budget. I am very excited to see how diverse things have become for haute couture, and I'm very interested to see particularly the growth in the Middle East, because I do remember a really interesting tidbit that Elie Saab shared in a Vanity Fair article from many moons ago. I can't find the link on the internet. I remember reading it in Vanity Fair myself in the magazine, and it was like an article about stylists. And his PR manager shared this tidbit that Elie Saab had told him about. It's really about how it's like so important that Elie Saab's dresses are worn by like really famous A-list women, because that actually inspires the sales of haute couture pieces for his clients in the Middle East. I thought that was super interesting, and I did further research, and I found that actually modest fashion that targets women in the Middle East is a huge market opportunity for luxury brands, and many luxury brands want to appeal to women who live in the United Arab Emirates, in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, in Kuwait, and create beautiful, luxurious dresses and garments that adhere to their Islamic faith and culture, and that are super luxurious and very intricate. Haute couture is really investing in the Middle East, and of course China, which is just such a huge market for them as well. So I just love that it's becoming so international. It's not just about, it has to be in Paris, it has to be in Paris. It's like Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Hong Kong, Shanghai. Love it. And I just love that. And I have to say, when I was doing my research for this video and I found that out, that made me feel super excited for the people who are getting their garments in different parts of the world. I just thought it was really great. One huge critique of a lot of couture collections is that they look too wearable and they look like ready to wear. Not every couture collection needs to look like Teskins or Galliano or Thierry Mugler designed it. I think the whole point of these clothes is that they're supposed to be wearable. So I think this whole thing of, well, it looks like ready to wear to me, unless you buy Chanel ready to wear and you can see that the quality difference is the same, I don't really think that's fair. I think Chanel gets that critique a lot, that their couture collections really look like ready to wear. I personally don't think that the Chanel couture collections I was looking at today from this year look like prêt-à-porter. That's just me personally. I don't really know what you guys think. Of course, I would love to know what you think. So make sure that you share in the comments. I really want to know what you guys think of the couture collections that I chose for this video. These are just like my personal preferences. I can only choose things I'm passionate about. Fendi's another favorite of mine. They also have a couture line, which of course, is very well known. Kim Jones is designing that. There's so many people who are doing couture, who are doing really exciting things. I think that for women who are very wealthy and for whom clothing is very, very important, haute couture is probably worth the money. I personally will definitely be looking into ready to wear. I've mentioned that before, so I'm willing to jump into the ready to wear pond. I would love to know what you guys think. If the budget is there, would you drop thousands and thousands and thousands on an haute couture piece? Make sure you let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit notifications, and I'll see you in my next video.